Read boys and girls, how we're doing, and a very big welcome back to the channel. As you can see by the title, Matthew Targett is wanted by Nottingham Forest and Fulham Football Club. Should we let him go? In my opinion, it's a no, but we're going to get into it right now. As you can see on the screen, this is reported by Craig Hope. They've asked for the availability of Matthew Targett, and of course we have rejected them. In my opinion, and probably your opinion as well, we should really not let Matthew Targett go, especially, and I mean especially with Sven Botman just getting injured as well. If he's out, what is the defence actually going to look like? There's so many possibilities, of course. Trippier and Shaw is cemented at right back and right centre-back. Left centre-back, we could have Byrne, we could have Lascelles. Left back, we could have Lewis Hall, we could have Dan Byrne, we could have Matthew Targett, we could have Tino Livramento. It genuinely could be anyone. And my preferred back four, this is speaking off the top of my head, I'm going Trippier, Shaw, of course. I'd probably say Byrne at centre-back and Matthew Targett at left-back just for now, just as the experience. Because we know that Eddie Howe likes to have his experienced players back in the team. We've seen it with new signings being eased in. Sandro Tonali's probably one of the only players who's went straight into the first team. Alexander Isak was eased in. Sven Botman was eased in. Bruno Guimaraes was eased in. So many players were. So I doubt he's just going to go out and start Tino Livramento, especially not Lewis Hall, with not playing any pre-season games. He's lacking match fitness. As he said before the Liverpool game, he did mention in his press conference that Lewis Hall is lacking match fitness, sorry. Some fans may speculate he was at fault for yesterday's goal. In my opinion, there was three players at fault for that. There was Bruno Guimaraes, Dan Byrne and Matthew Targett. Bruno is just, it's just what happened. Dan Byrne was 5 yards away from the full defensive line. I don't know what he was doing. Of course he was trying to mark Darwin Núñez, but Darwin Núñez is an absolute flare burst of pace. Dan Byrne is the compound opposite, so I don't know why you would try and keep up to task with him. Just let him stay offside, or even let Matthew Targett pull in. This is where Matthew Targett was at fault. He was nowhere to be seen. He was sticking his left-back role. Darwin Núñez was behind him, and Matthew Targett was probably 5 yards ahead of the full defensive line, so I don't know what was happening. It's all a mixed compilation, you could call it. Quite a few people was at fault for the goal. But looking back on Matthew Targett's actual Newcastle career, I mean, we bought it from Aston Villa. You can't really complain, can you? He's been okay for it. Of course, when the new regime come in, he was part of the new regime, but when we actually started progressing and developing, it was pretty soon to know that he was not going to be part of this. We are still looking for a left-back, though, and many left-backs have been mentioned, and one that I'm going to bring up for a very long time ago was Grimaldo. I wanted him so bad. He's played in Champions League before. He's great going forward, and he's a good defender as well. He can get back. Unlike when we've seen with Dan Byrne, he gets forward because he does like to get forward, and he's coming back, he's dragging trains, and it takes him until the attack is fully on and for him to get back. But Grimaldo, he's a free kick specialist as well. As we've seen in last season's pre-season, he scored a free kick against her, and he went to Bayer Leverkusen on a free. And I know the money wouldn't have been a problem for, of course, FFP would have come into play, but the money wouldn't have been a problem with it. We would have found something around the borders of it. But it seems like such a missed opportunity. However, also in centre-back transfer news, I was going to make a video on this, and I probably will as well. This is why I'm just going to slightly mention it so I can make a full one on it. But in Inissau, is it, for Sporting Lisbon, and Antonio Silva from Benfica. Them two have been very rumoured among Newcastle United fans, as Sven Botman is obviously out. And even before Sven Botman was out, he was also listed as potential transfer targets. But back onto Matthew Targett, I would not let him go. We need the depth in left back. We've only really, of course Trippier can play there, but no one else is going to step in at right back. We need Trippier at right back. Of course, we've got Matthew Targett, Dan Byrne, makeshift left back, Valentino Livramento, makeshift left back, and Lewis Hall it's obviously his preferred position. But in my opinion, out of all of them, Matthew Targett is my first team left back, just because he's played in the team before. We don't want to chuck these young guns in. By all means, I would love to start Matthew Targett, then ease Tino Livramento or Lewis Hall in. Of course, there's probably going to be Tino Livramento getting the first team minutes because Lewis Hall, of course, is match unfit. So start with Matthew Targett, start easing Tino Livramento in. Maybe in the Carabao Cup games, give Tino Livramento a full 75 minutes, and then get Matthew Targett on, just because of, yet again, match unfitness. Of course, he is fit to play, but he hasn't started many games as he would be for Southampton in the Championship or even in the Premier League. Injuries set him back, of course. But there we have it. In my opinion, keep Matthew Targett at all costs. Not because of his football ability, because of the cover and the depth that we genuinely do need. Would you sell Matthew Targett? It was maybe to get our £15 million back. if that was a possibility and we brung a centre-back in, do you know what? If we push Burn back out to left-back and got a new centre-back in Antonio Silva and Gonzalo Inasau, I would probably sell Matthew Targett, get that £15 million back, because I can't really see we're getting £15 million for him. But would you sell Matthew Targett? Yet again, in my opinion, no. Circumstances have it, yes. Thank you very much for watching, lads. Please smash the like button and hit the subscribe button. See you later. Thank you very much.